Hi, welcome to my video on the system of linear equations, two variables. And we're going to solve by the elimination method, part 1. The previous videos were on solving by graphing. Now we're going to explain the system of elimination, solve by elimination. Solve by the elimination method is also called the addition method. So it depends on what textbook and your teacher, what you call it. And in that, the step 1 is that both equations have to be written in the form of ax plus by equals c. Not necessarily the standard form, but a, b, and c could be any rational numbers normally, but not standard form, where a, b, and c gotta be integers and a can't be a negative, but you can have what you want for a. It could be positive or negative, could be fractions, could be integers, but normally they are integers. Examples. This system is 3x plus 4y equals 1, negative 6x plus y equals negative 2, ax plus by equals c. This one, second system of linear equations, negative 5x plus 3y equals 0, and so on. X minus y equals negative 3. Notice there are two equations, and the degree of each equation is 1, 1, 1. All exponents are 1 for these variables. Write each equation in the form of ax plus by equals c. So a, this equation is the x has to move over to the left side, so 7x plus y equals 2. And so that's ax plus by equals c. And this one, the x is okay, the y is okay, but the 6 has to move to the right to become positive. So now we have the equations written in the form that we want. B, we want to write it in the ax plus by equals c, so x is okay. Y has to move to the left to become positive, and the 3 stays. And in the second one, the x is okay in the right position. The y moves over to become a minus 1, and the 4 moves to the right to become a minus 4. So the y moves to the left, the 4 moves to the right. And we now have the two equations written the right way. And this is when we want to solve by elimination method. And C, this one, the x is okay. We want the y next, so the y moves to the left to become a negative, and the 1 moves to the right to become a positive. And in this one, the x moves to the left to become positive 5x. The y is okay. And because the x moved over, then there's a 0 left on that side. So there's the two equations written in the right form. We're doing the elimination method, so we have to have if ax plus by equals c. More examples. We have two equations, so we have to go with the first equation is a 2 times x, 2 times 3 equals y, and that equation becomes 2x minus y equals negative 6. So we multiply by 2 times x, 2 times 3, and then the y moves to the left, negative, and 6 moves to the right, become negative. And this equation right here, we got a 6y equals negative 7x plus 35. We remove the brackets, and when we do, negative 7 is times these two, correct? And the x moves to the left to become positive. The y stays where it is positive, and the 35 stays where it is. So now we have these two equations change to ax plus by equals c. And in E, we have fractions, and most times we do not. You can have fractions, but we try to eliminate or get rid of the fractions. So the LCD for this first equation is 2. So that means we multiply the whole equation, every term, by 2. So 2 times a half is 1. 2 times y is 2y. And 2 times 3 is 6. Notice the LCD is 2. So we multiply every term by 2 to pick up this new equation in ax plus by equals c. The LCD for this equation is 4. So we multiply the whole equation by 4. So 4 times 3 is 12, x. 4 times 5 over 4, 4's cancel, I get a 5, y. And 4 times 2 is 8. So there's the two new equations in the a plus by equals c form. And so if you have fractions, sometimes it's good to eliminate the fractions first by multiplying the whole equation, every term, by the LCD. So practice means, in my videos, practice means pause the video, work out the question, and press play to see if you're right. And do that for one at a time. So here we go. Change it to ax plus by equals c. So the x is okay. The y moves to the left to become negative, and the 9 moves to the right to become positive. Negative 6x is okay. The y moves to the left to become positive, and the 1 moves to the right to become negative. So we have them written in the right form. Number 2, ax plus by equals c. The x is okay. The y becomes negative, and the 2 becomes positive. And the second one, 6x is okay. The y moves to the left to become positive, and we have a 0 on the right side. And number 3, first one, the x moves to the left to become positive. The y is okay, and the negative 8 is okay. So only the x has to move to the right. And we multiply by 3. Well, let's multiply by 3 and see what we get. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4y is 12y equals 2. So eliminate the bracket by multiplying both terms by 3, and it's in the right order. So there it is in the right form that we want. ax plus by equals c for the elimination. And we have some more practice. Again, pause the video and work these out. And the first equation, we want it into ax plus by equals c. Multiply all the terms by negative 2. Negative 2 times 4x is negative 8x. Negative 2 times negative 3y is positive 6y. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 equals 0. So that equation becomes negative 8x plus 6y equals 2. So there's ax plus by equals c. The minus 2 goes to the right, become plus. And with this equation here, I'll write it down below right here. Negative 6x plus y equals a negative 11. So the 6 is okay, the y moves to the left to become plus, and the 11 moves to the right to become negative. So we have the equation negative 8x plus 6y equals 2, negative 6x plus y equals negative 11. So there I've changed them to the ax plus by equals c form. And number 5, we have to multiply the first equation because we have a fraction. We multiply the equation by 7 because 7 is the LCD. 7 times 1 over 7 gives me an x, 1x. 7 times 2 gives me a 14. And 7 times negative 1 gives me negative 7. And if you rearrange that equation, then you have x minus 14y equals negative 7. Now let's multiply this equation. The LCD, I got fractions here, so the LCD for 2, 6, and 3 is 6. So we'll multiply the whole equation by 6, every term. Now, the thing with this one, sometimes it might be better if you multiply each term by 6, I show you what I mean. You multiply each term or each part of the equation by 6, because I have so many fractions. So if you multiply like this, great, but if you put 6 with every term like I'm doing here, then there's less chance to make an error. So 2 divided into 6 goes 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 6 into 6 goes 1. That gives me negative y. 3 into 6 goes 2. Negative 4x. And 6 times 0 is 0. Now we arrange the equation. We have, and I'll do it right here, the x is okay, stays on that side. The y is okay, stays on the left side. 15 moves to the right, become negative. So the two equations are, I'll write it down. So there they are. So this one was easy, you just multiply by 7. Notice multiplying by 7 is not going to be too much trouble, but when you multiply all this by 6, it's better to put the 6 with each term. You could also put the 7 like this. You could put the 7 multiplied by each term. So instead of putting 7 around the whole thing, you can, and then put 7 times 1 over 7x, 7 times 2y, 7 times 1. Notice the negative is right there, and the negative is there, so you just multiply the 7 by the 1. But you still get the same answer. Notice you get a cancels, you get a 1, you get a 14, and you get negative 7. So there's the two of them changed to ax plus by equals c. And number 6, let's deal with number 1 right here, and I'll deal with number 2 after. So this one, the x is okay, the y is okay, so this y moves over to become plus 4y equals 2. So that simplifies to 3x plus 5y equals 2. Because the x's are on the left, the y's are on the left, and the numbers are on the right. So there it is simplified. Now let's deal with this one. So in dealing with PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S, or BEDMAS, I have to remove this bracket because I got to do the multiplication first. So I have a 4 plus 2, I multiply this first. 2 times 3 is 6x. 2 times negative y is negative 2y equals, and I didn't explain it fully, but here I go. PEMDAS means I have to work inside the brackets first. So nothing to do. There's no power, so that's done. So now I have to do multiplication division. So that's why I multiplied these two before I dealt with the 4, the 5x, and the 7y. So I multiplied, done. Now I got to add and subtract. So and what you do, if you remember, when you have an equation, simplify each side first before you move anything, because if you simplify it, then you got less to move. So I can't add these because they're all on like terms. I can't add these because they're on like terms. So I will move all the x's to the left. 6 is okay, 6x. 5 becomes a negative when you move it. The 2y is okay, negative 2y is okay. 7y moves over to become a negative. And the constant 4 moves to the right, become negative. Now, since I have them all in order, 6 subtract 5 is 1x, that's a 1 there. Negative 2, negative 7 is a negative 9y equals negative 4. So the two equations are 3x plus 5y equals 2, and x minus 9y equals negative 4. So it's much easier to deal with these two equations in like this than it is to deal with all this. So that's changing it to each equation to ax plus by equals c, because we're dealing now with the elimination method to eliminate. If you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and the notification bell, because there are more videos coming. and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content that's going to be on the YouTube channel. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.